First, this bulletin from the WOR newsroom. 6 members of one family have been found shot to death in their night clothes in their expensive home in Amityville, Long Island. The only available information at this moment, according to the Amityville Village Police, is that the victims have been identified as members of the DeFeo family. They were found by a 23-year-old son, Ronald DeFeo, who is believed to be the only surviving member of the family.
I know you gonna dig this.
Get funky with me.
Okay. Welcome to Amityville, New York on Long Island. Now, I've been here many times before. I started YouTube, and I think once I did a video for YouTube about the Amityville murders. I can take you to an extra location on this video, and I want to come back because the perpetrator of the crimes that occurred in this house just down the street on Ocean Avenue has died. And I say that as, if you've watched my channel before, I have, I like to think I have a big heart, and I don't wish that upon anyone. But anyone who takes the lives of children, especially your own siblings, I don't have much sympathy for. Ronald DeFeo died at the age of 69 in 2021 in prison. He committed some of the most gruesome murders ever. It shocked America, and as we all know, became a famous movie, became a book, then became a movie, and everybody's heard something about Amityville. Everybody knows a little something about Amityville. I'm going to tell you about Amityville. The house is right in front of it. It's covered in trees, so we're going to walk around them. But Ronald DeFeo, who's November 13th, 1974, he was a troubled young man, to say the least. Heroin, LSD, drinking, stole from his parents. He had a job at his father's dealership. Didn't do a really good job at it. And he claims that his father was abusive. Now, when it comes to something like this, we've heard this in other cases, you don't know, we're not going to know, because the person who he's accusing of that is not there to defend himself, or there's no proof or evidence, right? But apparently his father at one point before, this is in the 1970s, early 1970s, had been berating his mom and possibly physically assaulted her, and Ronald had taken a rifle to his father's head, or to his father, and pulled the trigger, but nothing came out. You'd think after that they would do something, maybe because the kid had a lot of money. This is a nice, wealthy area. The family had money, so he had money. He's spending it all, and he had a rifle. And if he tried to shoot you once, I think you would try to take it away. I don't know what went wrong there. But in the early morning hours of November 13th, 1974, Ronald DeFeo, and he'll tell you, well, he would have told you differently. It was different. It wasn't him that did it. He has a million different stories. Or had. I have to say had. I keep forgetting that he's no longer with us. That it was connected to the mob. Because his father's brother, I believe, was connected to the mob. It was his sister Dawn. It was her idea. She helped him. Then he had to kill her because she killed one of the kids. 4 children. Dawn being one of them. She was 18. Killed the parents first. Then the 2 brothers. Shot them all in the back, I believe. And then the 2 sisters shot them in the head. His own family. And it actually occurred. People don't think about this, so they would think about Amityville. They think it's just a haunted house. But real murders did occur. And it was a stormy night. Why the neighbors didn't hear, we don't know. But there was a storm. There's a lot of rifle shots going off. I don't know. There's a house right next door, and it was right next door back then. But that many gun blasts in that short of a time, maybe you just think, oh, what is something weird? I don't know. And you go back to sleep. It's the middle of the night. I don't know. That part I can't explain why. And people have theories, but I just think people just ignored them and went back to sleep. I don't know. He went to work. He got to work early the next day at the dealership, 6 a.m. or something, because he threw away his clothes, wrapped up his clothes and the gun and threw it in a drainage ditch. It was later found. Went to work. His coworkers thought, wow, he's early. He's never early. Then right afterward, he went to Henry's Bar. It was just up the street. And we're going to go to that former location. And after he had a few drinks there, vodka sevens was his drink of choice, he proceeded to tell them he's going to go home and check on his family. Because his father hadn't shown up to work. He's putting all the pieces. He's putting all the, he's setting it up. Then he rushes back to the bar, says, oh my God, somebody shot my family. Somebody shot my parents, I believe is what he said. The police came. It was one of the most gruesome crime scenes ever. And then they questioned him, and his story kept changing and changing and changing. Eventually, he was sentenced to 6 counts of second-degree murder. Yeah, I had to check that. Second-degree murder. For some reason, manslaughter came into my head. I'm thinking of a different case. But second-degree murder. Here's the house. And, of course, the famous boathouse is in the back. We'll talk a little more about that when we drive around. So the house is right here. Here it is on your left. Famous Amityville house. The windows, the shutter windows at the top, of course, have changed. The entrance is on the side. There used to be a sign outside that said High Hopes. That was on the house. That was back when they lived here. The DeFeo family. But as you can see, it's a beautiful street. All these colonial Dutch houses. And if you look up on Google Maps, this address 112 Ocean Avenue, it is blurred out. Here's the house. There you go. We're going to drive around back now. Crime photos are grisly. They're brutal. They've changed the house a little bit. A lot of people say they've changed the house quite a bit. It doesn't look like it to me. Not too much. They've changed it, but not too much. There's the famous house. Right here. One thing about this area, although the street's blurred out, I've never had a bad encounter here except for around back where we're going next. because people want to get a look at there's a canal in the back. People want to get a look at the, whatchamacallit, the boathouse. You'll see, they got it roped off, kind of, the grass area to get a look at it. So when I was here like 6 years ago, a lady was telling me not to walk on the grass. It was roped off, and she was yelling and yelling. And I was like, I'm not walking on the grass, lady. I'm on the road. But other than that, every time I've come out here, and my friends and I came out here a lot, because I've been into this sort of stuff for a long time. So at least 2 or 3 times when I've been to New York City and stuff, we would drive out to Amityville. And the first time we kept driving by the house, we didn't know where it was. Exactly, it was New Ocean Avenue. And, well, somebody helped us. Said, oh, you're looking for the Amityville house, of course. And they told us, and they told us exactly where to go, in a nice way. But also, every time I've come, people just walk by me. I've been filming. So I'm not saying, like, sorry, this guy's very distracting. I'm not saying come out here and make a parade out of it, but it seems to be okay to come and look. This house is done up for Halloween. Look at this. Scream over there, ghost faced, a pig's head, Jack Nicholson's head, it looks like. What do they got over here? I'm gonna take a look at this house. Over here, I wonder if they got anything about Amityville. No, they got Michael Myers, Halloween Night Massacre, a lot of Michael Myers stuff. That's not Jack Nicholson's head. Oh, and look, Michael. Wow. These people are ready to go. Alright, I want to show you where that bar was. And then we're going to go around back. And finally we're going to go to the graves of the DeFeo family. Because one thing, I think with all the sensationalism and everything behind it, people forget that they're real victims. 4 of them young. And it's horrific what this guy did. And he did it. Now George and Kathy Lutz, they moved into the house about a year later. They got it at a steal. They got it at a bargain. And then they said that it was haunted. All this stuff happened. They wrote a book about it. That book became a movie. I believe, myself, they're liars. I don't think that anything happened in that house. I think they moved in there to write a book. That's what they did. That's what I think. They made it all up about it being haunted. And another thing I should say, about 5 to 6 years ago, somebody contacted me. And I don't want to say, I'm not going to, okay. Somebody contacted me, told me that they lived in the house. And I talked to this person a couple of times. And I checked and, with property records, because I was like, come on. But they privately contacted me and said that they lived in the house and it was not haunted, but if he could talk to his family, he might be able to get me in the house. This was about 5 or 6 years ago. And like I said, I did, even back then, I wasn't falling for anything, really. But I double checked and it matched up, the name and everything, and the profile on a certain social media app that is a book with your face. Everything checked out. So I think it was real, but we lost contact. If you're watching this video, I'd welcome that invite, if it's possible, if your family would let me. So that did happen, but I never got to go in the house. I would go in and I would not be afraid to sleep there or hang out there. I don't believe anything other than horrific murders happen there. Very, very sad. All right, let's go to the bar. All right, we're here at Ocean Avenue Shopping Center. See that street right there? Sun's so bright at me right now. Well, there, I can show you right there. Can you see the sign? Ocean Avenue. South of there is the house we were just at. 2-minute walk. 2 to 3 minute walk. 30-second drive. Henry's Bar was right here at 180. Now, these are odd numbered, as you can see. 185, 187. I read that the address was 180. So I'm not sure how that works, but it was probably one of these. I've got a couple of pictures I found online. It was definitely in this plaza. It was definitely on the southwest corner, and it's not sure which one it was. It was in a strip mall, or strip plaza, whatever you want to call them. So this is it. It's a matter of which exact one it is, because it looks like they've numbered them differently. I read 180, but of course it could be, well, it could be 181 or 183. The address I read was 180, but roughly right there where the fish and clams place is. Fish and clam, B&B Fish and Clam. All right, let's take you around the back. I'll show you quickly what it looks like. The boathouse. Let's see if that lady comes out again. She's still waiting for me after 6 years. And straight ahead, there's the back of the house, and the infamous boathouse, which had a lot going on in the movie, but nothing in real life. That's the back right there. Bigger house to the left, but the Amityville house is directly in front of us. It is so bright out, I can't see what I'm filming really, but I know that what's in front of me. I'm gonna go a little closer, right there. And as you see, this little boathouse here, well, it's not a boathouse, I don't know what this house is. They've got this rope up. Do not cross this rope. I never did, but I was yelled at a million times. They got lots of private property signs. I was yelled at constantly by the woman in the house behind me about 6 years ago. Do not cross, do not touch that grass. Very, very. Everybody on the other side facing the house is fine. There was a lady on this street, but there's the back of the Amityville house. All right, now we're gonna go pay our respects to the DeFeo family. 6 of them. 6. Let's go. So I've made it to St. Charles Cemetery here in Farmingdale, New York. There is a service going on pretty close by. And if you've seen my channel before, I film when they're gone or far away. The graves are far enough away from the cemetery. I start from where the funeral service is happening. The cars are right beside. I know the graves location. I think I see them, if I remember. I'm not going to be doing a lot of talking when I'm there, out of respect for the funeral, and it's probably going to be a quicker visit than usual. I just want to leave something for the DeFeo family, but yeah, it's just over there, and I'm not interrupting. They don't know I'm here. The cars are empty. I drove by to check, and yeah. Never want to disrupt something like that, so I'm just going to walk over and I'll show you the final resting place of the DeFeo family. And I'm sorry if you can't hear me that well because I am whispering. Okay, let's walk over there now. Okay, that was my visit to the DeFeo graves and my visit to Amityville. And the funeral was a lot closer than I thought. Once I got to the graves, I thought it was the graves right there. I forgot what they looked like. But when I looked around, I was able to find them, as you saw. And my absolute nightmare would be to interrupt any sort of service. So I thought I was far enough away, but I was actually quite close. But they did not see me. There was bushes and trees, but a little too close for what I'm usually comfortable with. But because people are here saying goodbye to a loved one, and that is, for some people, this is their worst day ever. So rest in peace to whoever they're saying goodbye to today. I hope they're resting in peace, and rest in peace to the members of the DeFeo family. And thanks for watching, everybody. I love you all. Peace out.